Hello and welcome to Dinger Tuesday, GoldBoys Primetime. We haven't actually, I forgot to check if Jerry has to poop or not, but I think he probably does, so we should be fine. Oh, he doesn't. That's bad vibes. That's bad vibes. But obviously, we're gonna talk about a lot of home runs tonight. A couple of other obviously strikeout picks from the pitching guru Nick Larson. And yeah, what's up, boys? How we doing? All right. Can we get the vibes up a little bit, or wow,
You're
this is
forcing it. You're forcing it. You're
I
making me
asked you how
more
you're
angry.
doing. You should have got a beer.
You know
This is
that's a
gonna be
good
a good
choice
show from
actually.
Jerry. I can already tell.
Yeah,
Champagne of beers. That's actually my favorite beer, by the way.
Miller High Life. I love this stuff, dude.
It's my
Only in a
favorite
bottle
beer.
though. Like I'm usually not like it needs to be in a bottle. Miller High Life out of a can, I don't want it. Miller High Life out of a bottle, I'm down. Or draft, obviously. Draft is good. Before we get into to some picks, you've heard me ranting about the New York Yankees a lot on the show. That was like our reverse jinx. I think I can now confirm they are going to win the World Series. Back in full form. Took 2 out of 4 from the Rays. Should have won them all. Some questionable managers' decisions there. Beat the absolute piss out of the Blue Jays last night. Thoughts on the Yankees, or if you haven't, if you want, you just want to ignore that because we don't have to talk about them not winning the World Series because we're going to, obviously. Um, obviously, the Aaron Judge thing. Any thoughts on that? If you didn't see it, he was peeking over, to
Have they
the
said have there been anything from him? I haven't seen anything today. Have
yeah.
anything come out of what it allegedly is looking at?
So he said in the post game that and if you didn't see this, there's video floating around Twitter like right before Judge hit his second home run of the game last night because he just does that thing now again. He's back in MVP form. Obviously, they caught him. He was like looking at the pitcher, but he's out of the corner of his eye. It looked like he was looking at the dugout. And then the Blue Jays announcer said, there's something fishy going on here with no real basis for to say
He
that,
did
but
it twice though. He did it two different at bats.
he did, yeah. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Obviously, I have some thoughts, but
All right. So it wasn't he's looking at his guys in the dugout that they were chirping. It wasn't that.
No,
They
no.
he was tipping pitch. He wasn't stealing signs. He was tipping pitches. He was looking at his dugout. It was obvious. Like he's not gonna go out and just say that the pitcher was tipping pitches. He had it. He's a great liar. Unless he had it in the back of his mind, he came up with that like that. So
The other thing I saw was pitch clock, but there's no reason for the hitter in the box to be looking at the pitch clock
no, you're
because
set. You're good.
yeah.
it
You're
would
ready to go.
be on the pitcher.
So here's my thing. I think it is plausible that so Nick, he did come out and say, you asked me this question, I completely just didn't answer you. He came out and said that the dugout was chirping at the umpire, and he was trying to look over and see who it was. Believe
Twice,
that or
two
not,
times.
yeah. So my thing is, like people are saying it's cheating. It's not unless they have a radio frequency interceptor in their dugout pulling the pitch com. It's there's no signs to steal. So if you're tipping pitches, it's your fault, and like that's part of the game. Like good job. Yankees, and I honestly would be saying the same thing if it was the other way around. Actually, I
Yeah,
thought the other day I thought I forget which team it was. I thought they had something on Nestor, and I was like, I thought he was tipping something because he was just getting destroyed. And that's part of the game. Like you can be mad that your team is doing that and tipping pitches, but Jose Ramirez is out tonight. Cleveland and Padres hit dingers today. Yeah, maybe we're gonna talk about it. But anyway, just to wrap it
The
up.
only thing I can think, like, you're not going to get like the pitch. The only thing it would be like location would be the only thing, but that would be hard too
Yeah,
because
I saw
they don't set
something.
up.
I meant
They
to I
don't
meant
set
to
up.
try to watch it back and see if they were doing anything. I don't know. It sounded like the Blue Jays actually thought it was the catcher in some way, just tipping breaking ball or not. I don't know. I don't know if it's the way that he hit the button on the pitch comp
Right.
that's possible. But either way, again,
That
unless
would be
there is a
different. That would be a little sketchy, little
no,
more like bush leagueish.
no, it
I
wouldn't.
think so. I think so. But
Why?
you know what? All right, so maybe I'm over exaggerating a little bit because sign stealing, a lot of people don't realize this, sign stealing's been going on for ages, ever
It's
since
part of the
signs
game.
have been a thing. Because if you have a guy on second base for years and years and years, they would literally tell you what the pitch is coming. This has been going on for a very long time. If you think it's bush league or not, whatever. But once the problem was the advanced sign stealing with the cameras and technology. But this is big. People are just overreacting about things that have been going on for years and years now.
Yeah, so the MLB rule is you can't use technology to steal signs. So what the Astros were doing with like the TV camera or whatever, and then
The Yankees also
the
did. The Red
Yankees,
Sox.
yeah, the Yankees and Red Sox got in trouble for they were, I think that technically they got in trouble for using the bullpen phone to relay signs, but still they were using, yeah. So whatever. But again, unless they have a radio frequency interceptor in dugout, they're not using. That's the only way they can use technology to do this. But okay, let's move on. Real quick, just to give people a few more moments to get joined here. We got some viewers right now, which is awesome. See you guys in the chat. Over under 1.5 managers in the NL Central to be fired between now and the start of next season. And I'm mostly talking about, I forget the guy, the Cardinals, I forget his name, and David Ross and the Cubs.
David Bell's going to be gone too.
You think so? So you think it's
Red?
For the Reds, really? Why? Because they're,
what has he done?
Yeah, I mean they're not underperforming at Marmal. Thank you, Old School Gamer. They're not. Is anybody expecting them to win though? Like I think that if you look at the Cubs metrics, like the Cubs statistically are one of the better teams in baseball, and they're not even 500. And the Cardinals, I mean that there's a ton of talent on that roster, and they're obviously a mess. But
Cardinals have zero pitching though.
Yeah, but they I think they have at least a few guys that coming into the season you expected them to be okay, right? They had I mean Flaherty isn't great. Wainwright obviously isn't great, but I think you expected that rotation to be average, and it's been awful. And that some of the decisions David Ross has made for the Cubs are just blatantly bad. But I don't know. I think they both need to go. The Reds, I guess I wouldn't be shocked, but I don't think many people are expecting much out of this Reds team. So I don't know really what the basis is, but it's possible. Yeah, they haven't done it.
The Cardinals are about to go on a nice little run. I feel like their magic's coming back. They got a little mojo going. Flaherty had 10 strikeouts?
Dude, I don't want to talk about it because I was on Yelich bases, walked on 4 pitches, didn't swing it to a 3. It was just bad.
It just feels like the vibe is changing going forward. So I feel like they're going to go on, especially with Arenado's bat woke up. They got a little spark going to them. So we'll see. We'll revisit this like mid-July. Let's see what their record is, but I think they'll be above 500 by then.
All right, that's a good segue. So the Cardinals play at 7:45 tonight. There are some games before then. I guess we can just kind of jump around. You want to go straight into the Brewers Cardinals game? I do have a dinger play on this, but I'll give you guys the opportunity if you have anything first.
I mean, how do you bet against Arenado right now?
That's what I wrote down. So I am going to take Nolan Arenado to hit a home run. I think I'm just going to take the home run. I don't think I'm going to take bases. I think he's plus 400 on FanDuel, and I think that is also the best number last time I checked. He's got home runs in 4 straight games, and everybody's kind of thinking, everybody's probably thinking, like, is he really going to do it in 5 straight games? So I actually did some research on this. Real quick, trivia. Do you know the MLB record for the most consecutive games with a home run? What the number is? And there's 3 guys tied for it. Any guesses?
8.
7.
It is 8. Any guesses on who one of the 3 guys? It's probably not. It's not Bonds. Nick, any guesses?
D. Gordon.
It's not D. Gordon. That's actually, that's not a crazy of a guess. So Don Mattingly, Ken Griffey Jr., and let me find it in my notes here because it was a guy kind of threw me off a little bit. Dale Long have all hit.
Oh, that's my second guess.
Was it? All hit home runs in 8 consecutive games, and I did some more digging because like a home run in 6 consecutive games actually isn't super uncommon. Like quite a few guys have done it. Nobody has done it since 2019. Was a teammate of Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt. 2018, Matt Carpenter did it. In 2017, guess what? 2017, Giancarlo Stanton did it, and then back in 2015. Nolan Arenado had a home run in 6 straight games. So he's kind of always been this streaky guy. I almost didn't take it just because of it would be 5 days in a row. I did tweet out late last week that he was about to get hot and go on a run. I never bet on him. So I'm not going to make that mistake again tonight. I'm going with Nolan Arenado to hit a home run. Last time I checked, it was plus 400 on FanDuel. I used the Pickett Sports app to find that line. Use code GoldBoys. Also, big shout out to Sleeper Picks, now sponsoring the show, which I should have talked about a little bit sooner. But if you're in a non-gambling state and we're looking for ways to, get in on the action, I know Nick's been tweeting out some plays and all of that. But use code GoldBoys, use code NicLarson, or whatever you want. But any thoughts on that? You sounds like you're with me, Jerry.
Yeah, I'm not betting against this guy. I'll bet it tonight. If he hits it, I'll bet it again in the next game. It's like we talked about. I feel like I costed myself so much money last year by looking at a guy who's, he hit a couple home runs in a row, or 3 days in a row. The odds of him hitting a home run are just ridiculous. But you don't put yourself in their mindset of they're hot, they're getting up to the plate, and they want to smash the ball. They just feel good. They're confident. So why are we going to bet against that guy by saying, probability, maybe, he's not going to have a good day now. Maybe he'll go 0 for 4. No, I'm going to ride the hot hand.
Yeah, and I've got some more stats just talking about how hot he is right now. But Nick, anything on Miley? He's very mid, right? He's very mid at best.
I was so mad when they signed him. He hasn't been bad, but he is what he is. It's not flashy. You're going to get probably 5, maybe 6 innings, probably
2 or 3 earned, yeah.
Yeah, 3 runs, and just what he is, I guess.
Yeah, he's
he's
very Jordan Montgomery-ish. Yeah. So just real quick on how hot.
Strikeouts tonight, being a left-handed pitcher. Who knows?
Yeah, he gave up 3 home runs in his last start to the Dodgers. He also throws a cutter a lot and a changeup a lot to righties. Arenado hasn't seen much cutters from a lefty this season, but last year, my notes are such a mess. I'm gonna freak out. Last year he destroyed cutters from lefty. He's like, I don't know. It's like a 600, 700 slugging percentage. Same thing against changeups, which is the next most common pitch to lefties. In the last 5 days, Nolan Arenado has hit 9 baseballs over 100 miles an hour. The last 6 baseballs he put into play from against a lefty, 5 of them were over 100, and 3 of those were 107. Obviously got the home run in 4 straight, so why not 5? And yeah, that's all my notes, because then I was talking about the consecutive thing. So, all right, anything else before we move on to a different game?
I was thinking about William Contreras, but he's in the middle of a nasty slump right now, so I'm just probably gonna stay away.
Yeah. The other thing I did look at in this game was Goldschmidt. If you don't like the Arenado look, Yelich has been super hot right up until yesterday when I bet on him, of course. So I don't think that's a terrible look, but yeah, there are 3 games in the the 6:30, 6:40 window: Angels, Orioles, Pirates, Tigers, Nationals, Marlins. You guys have anything you want to talk through in any of those games?
I do.
What do you got?
I call it my love-hate ladder here. Josiah Gray, great stuff. 4.5 strikeout line. Marlins lineup has some strikeouts in it. His only problem is he could be at 100 pitches in the 4th inning. You never know. He'll go full count on guys, walk guys. He really hasn't gotten hit or given up a lot of runs this year. He has a decent earned run average. He just loads the bases every inning and then has to pitch out of it. But he has had – his line is 4.5. He has had 6+ strikeouts in half of his starts this year. He's had 1 game of 9, which is the max that it goes up to 13 plus 1,300. And he did have a 10 strikeout game against the Marlins last year. And I think the Marlins are the lowest walk rate team in the big leagues per game. So I don't know if that'll work in his favor. Maybe they're a little more free swinging.
Yeah, they are, I think. Yeah.
But I don't think Jazz is starting. I don't think Sanchez is starting. So kind of weird resting. It would be righty-lefty. So
Sanchez is a little banged up. And yeah, it must just be an off day for
Jazz.
Yeah.
So maybe get some more righties in there. Maybe he can.
Jazz on the IL?
He is?
I don't know. Old school gamer, yeah. Can you let us know for how long, what the injury was? That's a good reason for me to catch up on chat real quick. There's a couple of good guesses. A couple of people did guess Griffey on the consecutive home run thing. Could have been after I said Ken Griffey. You never know. I wasn't paying too much attention to the chat. Judge 2 home runs plus 2,400. He's dialed. He's dialed in right now. I don't know that I love that against Gossman. We're gonna get to that. Very good possibility to happen again tonight against Gossman. I would disagree with that. Gossman's been really good outside of like an inning and a half this season. He's been really, really good, and he's also been really good, especially at home. Thoughts on Kellenic? Jerry, that's kind of your boy. Any thoughts on Kellenic real quick? We're gonna get to that game, but
Yeah, he's on my list.
he's on your
He's
list.
on my
All
list
right.
of things to
Former
do.
Met, of course, he's on the
Of
list.
course. Santander has been really good. He's been really good. I looked at him for, if I would have been betting more bases today instead of home runs, I probably would have been on Santander. I don't know if I love the home run look. Real Muto, I've been keeping an eye on him as well. Jazz out 4 to 6 weeks. That really sucks with turf toe. Bader homer tonight. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm laying off the Yankees home runs tonight just because Gossman's been really good.
I have one more
yeah,
play.
do it.
Game. Luis Garcia to not strike out. It is lefty against Luzardo. He has faced him 8 times and has not struck out against him. It's close to like plus 200 almost to not strike out. And he is like in the top 6 or 7, I think, in lowest K rate. So I wouldn't go crazy on it, but he does put the ball in play a lot. And he'll probably see, I mean, who knows what Luzardo sometimes only goes 4 innings. He might go 7 innings. So if he can escape a few at bats against him, maybe he can clear it.
Yeah, and he's also a guy who's just really streaky, strikeout-wise. Anything else on these 3,
Right.
Jerry? It's okay if not, buddy. I know you had a long day doing, important guy stuff on TV and everything. So
Stuff that you'll never do in your life, my friend.
probably not. Probably not. Nothing? Is that a no? Next game? All right. Well, 3 games at the, they're right at the 7 o'clock. Yankees, Blue Jays. A lot of people are asking about that one. Rays and your Mets, who are just a mess right now. Mariners, Red Sox. Anywhere you guys want to start on this? I can talk through some of the potential looks here, but
Tell me if it's my imagination, but does Vladdy so far in his career seem like a Yankee killer?
he really wants to be.
I just feel like every series he goes yard. Maybe I'm going crazy, but I feel like I got to look into it. I got to really, dig into the numbers. But I feel like every series that he plays them, he goes yard at least once, sometimes twice.
Maybe
didn't
I
go
can,
yard last
I can
game.
tell you. I can tell you last year's stats. Go ahead, keep going.
I'm just worried. Herman looks pretty good, man.
Herman, that's what I was gonna say. Domingo, there were off the field issues that kind of caused Yankees and a lot of most Yankees fans to just not like the guy, don't love the guy, but he's been pitching really well, kind of saving the Yankees in a lot of games.
He's keeping the ball in the ballpark too. It's
Mm-hmm.
this is not the easiest Dinger Tuesday.
No,
'Cause
it's
He's
not.
another cheater on the Yankees, isn't he?
Yeah, he used the sticky stuff on his neck.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. He also, I think, beat his wife or something, which is the reason I don't really like him that much. But he's been pitching really well. Also, let the pitchers use the sticky stuff. I don't give a shit. I said that about Scherzer. I don't even like the Mets.
Man, Gossman's he's got good numbers against the lineup that they have out too. Like he's gonna be tough.
Yeah, that's why I'm staying away from Yankees tonight. If you're gonna bet on Aaron Judge, I don't know what the odds are. You can see him on our fancy little ticker that I made for us, but they're probably not great, and you're probably not getting any value, is what I'll say against Gossman. But Yankees offense does look dialed in right now. Somebody else also asked about Bader. I don't know. I can't take Bader righty in Toronto against Gossman. But so you taking Vladdy? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna take Vlad this game.
All right.
Bader's 1 for 8 against Gossman with 4 Ks.
Yeah, don't love it. Don't love that. I'm almost able to tell you how many home runs Vladdy has hit.
Maybe it's just Yankee Stadium. I know he definitely does.
So he's got 6 home runs in Yankee Stadium between this year and last year. I don't think he did it this year, so I think that's all last year. Let's see. He's got
It doesn't show just versus the
one.
opponent, right?
What's that? He's got 1 at home versus Yankees. So he got 7 home runs this year and last year versus Yankees, that's a pretty big number. So yeah, you're not wrong. I think it might be Clark Schmidt tomorrow. I think that's really the guy you attack. Because Herman has been. You can also look at it as Herman's due for a bad one. Because he kind of is. So I don't know, but it's not a bad look if you play him tonight and tomorrow night. You hit one of them, great.
He did give up double-digit fly balls in 2 of the last 3 starts, so
Yeah,
maybe
he
a little bit
does.
of luck there keeping it in the ballpark.
Yeah, not a bad look. Do you have the odds in front of you?
I do not. Why don't you plug the sponsor?
I can use the Pickett Sports app and go to the home run markets here, and I can tell you that Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s odds to hit a home run are plus 450 on Bally Bet. That's a new one. Betway. They are plus 285 on FanDuel, which I would absolutely not touch for Dinger Tuesday. Oh my God. Oh my God. 285 on FanDuel. 425 just on DraftKings. You know, the other kind of big one. Don't bet Vladdy on FanDuel. If you like Vladdy, take him on DraftKings. Take him on the Canvy books. Do not touch 285. Okay.
It's a disgusting act.
All right. Let's see. Next game. Mariners, Red Sox. Nothing. Rays,
I got
Mets.
one.
You got one? Yeah,
I
let's
got
do it.
Mariners, Red Sox. So Luis Castillo, not Garcia. I'm getting my Luises mixed up here. You never see his line at 5.5 for plus money. He was 5.5 plus 116. Red Sox don't K a ton, but they just struck out 6 times to Kirby last night. Kirby's not the same strikeout pitcher Castillo is with his changeup. His last 5 games, he's had 9, 8, 4, 5, and 9. And the 4 and 5 were against Houston and the Mets, who don't really strike out at all. He had 10 against the Red Sox in Fenway last year. 10 was crazy odds, like plus 1,500. He's another guy who, like Gray, he's gonna go 100 pitches every start, basically. So you're gonna get 6 innings plus out of Castillo basically every start. Hopefully he can string together some strikeouts here. So I like that play against the Red Sox.
Yeah, that's not a bad. And if you guys haven't been paying attention, Nick has been pretty much just printing money with these kind of plays. So that is a good one to tail if you are looking for someone to bet on that's not a home run. I'm trying to pull up who the hell's pitching for the Mets today. Dear Lord.
You gonna ask me if I have anything on this game?
Yeah. Go. Do you have anything? Do you have anything on this game?
Thank you, my friend. I actually am betting on a former Met. It's my duty to bet on a former Met today, right? And it does pretty well for me, I think, right? I'm gonna go with Kelenic at plus 430 against Pivetta. Pivetta's given up 5 home runs to lefties and 60 at bats.
You just gotta hope he doesn't walk him because that's what he does with everybody else.
So if he throws strikes, same argument I had with Wander Franco.
Hey, that argument worked out too. You got your strike and your homer.
I got the strike and the homer, so hopefully we're looking at the same deal here. Plus 430, I like it. He had 2 hits last game. We saw him hit a home run a few games ago after going on a nice drought for power. So hopefully, after the 2-hit game, looks solid. Maybe he goes into a little power surge again, but I'll take plus 430 for sure.
Yeah, I don't hate that. He's that's a guy who's been hitting the ball really well. He's been showing up on the numbers that I look at too. Somebody else asked about Cal Raleigh. I was very close to betting on Cal Raleigh today for a home run. I don't remember why I didn't. I think I just like the other 4 guys I'm on a little bit better. And also the walks thing. Something else that I wanted to bring up actually when we were talking about Arenado. If you think they're going to pitch around him or you're worried about the walk, like I think somebody told me in Twitter DMs today that Nolan Arenado was like plus 200 or something to get walked. So that's not a bad way to hedge that. The Red Sox play we are talking about was Jared Kelenic to hit a dinger. It's like plus 430 or something.
Plus 430 on FanDuel.
Use the Pickett Sports app. You might be able to find a better line somewhere. You could also throw that into a sleeper picks parlay. Use code GoldBoys on both apps if you want. All right. Let's see. Nothing on Rays Mets. Verlander. This doesn't seem like a home run game. Just move along unless you guys have anything.
I mean, I was locked in on Marte because.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, it's not about the matchup here. He's swinging a much better bat. It's about the first matchup he's going to get in the game against Beeks, because Beeks is going to open the game unless something changed, which he's going to go longer. But he's probably only going to get 2 innings. He'll get 1 at bat against him. So I like the first at bat because I think he just creams lefties. He did it last season. He was big on him. Now that he's heating up again, this could be a good spot for him to break out and hit a home run. Obviously, I'm not touching any Rays against Verlander because we still don't really know what Verlander we're going to get during the season. It looks solid his first game, his first start. I just have no interest in playing the guessing game with that. But I think Marte is he's due for a bomb. He's looking good. He's trending up. And if it wasn't Dinger Tuesday, I'd probably take a flyer on first at bat home run just for, because of the matchup. But
that's I think a good they have a lot of lefties in that pen too, more than most teams. So it's not unrealistic for him to see a lefty again. But 3 of the last 5 balls he's hit against a lefty are over 102 miles an hour. And he's starting to lift the ball a little bit more. 4 of those were ground balls, but 4 of those 5. But he does have a 357 foot fly ball in there. So yeah, he's I tweeted out earlier today. I think his bat is coming along, and I asked you about it in Discord, and you said you were looking at him hard too. So that's not a bad look. I didn't end up taking it, but I think that I genuinely think that is a good look, and I think you're probably getting really really good odds on him because he hasn't done a whole lot this season.
Plus 560 on FanDuel, which is good for Dinger Tuesday. Solid.
Yeah. I don't hate it. Next game. Say we're out of the 7 o'clock window. There's a 7:45 Brewers Cardinals that we talked about. Anything to add there? I don't think so. I think we're good. Braves Rangers. Do we have Rangers lineups yet? Does anyone know?
Yes, we do.
We do. Is Zeke Duran playing?
Yep.
I am taking Ezekiel Duran to hit a home run. If somebody can check the odds for me while I'm talking through this, it was actually didn't write it down. It was a big number this morning, like plus 630 or something crazy on FanDuel. 675 on Caesars, plus 600 on FanDuel this morning. No, that's completely wrong.
Plus 750 on FanDuel right now.
Right now it's plus 750. Okay, so I'm gonna be taking that because this guy's he has been destroying left-handed pitching, especially bad left-handed pitching. And the Schuster guy is a bad left-handed pitcher. Something that really stuck out to me. He's given up six hits and 4 earned runs in both of his starts this season. But he hasn't given up a home run yet, even though he's given up 13 and then 8 fly balls. So this guy is due to give up some home runs. Zeke Duran, like I said, he's been that is Ezekiel with a Q Duran. If you're looking in there, he probably doesn't go by Zeke. I don't know. He had I think he had a home run in the A series. He had 2 hits versus JP Sears, who is a lefty. He had another 95-mile-an-hour fly ball and a home run against Caprielian, or however you say that guy's name. He had 3 100-plus exit velocity versus Ken Waldachuk. Those are kind of just 3 guys that I think are on the same level as the Schuster guy going tonight as far as a lefty. I don't know how you feel about that, Nick, but he's slugging 600 versus lefties this year, and he's slugging 560 at home. So give me all of that, especially with those odds. I'm probably going to go ahead and take the I usually wouldn't play that at $25 or a quarter unit, but I probably will because I also like this game for home runs, even though it is, not. Wait, no, never mind. I do like this game for home runs just because the A's give up. No, they're not the A's. I'm confused. Somebody else talk for a second, please. Dear God. Zeke Duran.
Oh, Jesus.
Go ahead.
Are you done?
I'm done.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
You need a drink of water or something? What about Robbie Grossman? I mean, he's in a little bit of a power surge right now.
Been heating up.
He hits lefties well. It's one of those things where it's like I can't really fade this guy. He's hitting near the top of the lineup. He's going to get an extra at bat maybe. So Robbie Grossman, his odds have been fantastic. The last week they've been great. He had 2 home runs. Did he have more than that? I think he had more than 2 home runs. No, he had 2. All right, he had 2 home runs. 2 home runs in the last 4 games. Hits lefties well. He didn't pop up in any of your nerd stats.
He started to. It was down the list a little bit, I think.
Because he's plus 630 right now. That's the guy I had my eyes. I had no idea Zeke Duran was going to be your play today.
No, you don't think so?
What stat sticks out?
I just told you, man.
I wasn't listening to you.
Okay, so I'll run you back through real quick. Against bad left-handed pitching, he's just been destroying the baseball. So he had 2 hits versus JP Sears, and they were both crushed. He had another home run versus CAs in that series, and another 95-mile-an-hour fly ball that probably goes out in Texas. He had 300-mile-an-hour exit velocities versus Ken Waldichuk. That was 2 doubles, and then another 347-foot fly ball. And then going back against Jose Suarez, going back a little bit further, he had a 110-mile-an-hour home run, and then another 97-mile-per-hour single. He's slugging 600 versus lefties this year, and he's slugging 560 at home.
Well, I learned something new today because
Yeah.
it was not even on my radar.
Yeah, dude, he's this is a former Yankees prospect, so it kind of pisses me off. But hey, he's been crushing the ball. I don't know. I've been watching him a lot. I'm also gonna play his two bases. They were like, I don't know. Somebody checked it on FanDuel for me. It's like plus 135 or something. So I'll probably play that for half a unit. And at those odds, people in chat are saying like plus 830, or no, plus 800 or something on DraftKings maybe. Somebody asking about Jonah Heim. Yeah, Jonah Heim, not a bad look. Jonah, it seems like he's been hitting the contact a little bit more. He hasn't necessarily been trying to hit the ball out as much. So I think 2 hits for him maybe is a good look. He is better from the right side. So he'll be batting from that side of the plate tonight. Plus 830 for Marte on FanDuel. Zeke is 800 on FanDuel. Trying to just catch up on chat. I think we're good.
Marte went to plus 830 on FanDuel. Are you sure?
That's what chat said. 2 people in chat said Marte plus 830.
Oh, juicy.
Site do we use for fly balls? So I think ESPN pitcher game logs show fly balls and ground balls. It's FB and GB in the game log. 550 for Duran on DraftKings. Really, and it's plus 800 on FanDuel. That's wild. I might get on that soon. You don't really see odds that big, and FanDuel being the best number. So
if you want a sneaky play in this, Dunning against the Braves, it's his third start filling in for Jerry's guy DeGrom. So his pitch count's finally built up to like 80 plus. He had 5 strikeouts his last outing. His line's only 3.5, and the Braves, a lot of strikeouts in that lineup. He had 7 against them last year, so could be a sneaky spot.
He was like pretty much their best bullpen, most consistent bullpen guy too. Before they moved him to the rotation, they could have something special with him.
He's been good. He's been really good, and I've said it before, but I just like this Rangers team. They've got a lot of young guys hitting the ball well, and if they get that rotation healthy, they're going to be. They have a top 3 maybe rotation in baseball if it's healthy. So keep an eye on that Rangers team.
With prospects coming up.
Yeah, and they're just fun to watch too. I just like the way they play baseball. There's very very few teams I kind of just make a point to watch outside of the Yankees, unless I just trying to stay up to date and stuff. But the Rangers are fun to watch this season. All right, moving on then. Anything else? I think I'm actually up to date on chat too, so we're good to go there. Guardians, White Sox. A lot of people have been asked about this one. Lance Lynn stinks. I do have a bet on this one. I'll open up to you guys first. I'm actually not taking. I'm taking a White Sox player to hit a home run though, so it's a little interesting. But I did like Jose Ramirez. If you're on Jose Ramirez, he's out I think on the bereavement list, so he is not playing tonight. Pirates, Tigers. We haven't talked about that one yet. We will. Or do we skip it? I don't know. Somebody tell me.
It was one of the first games that we didn't have anything for.
Yeah, I didn't love anything there. I don't think really any of us did. I love Andrew McCutcheon. I don't know if he's playing. That's always just worth a couple bucks just because it's fun to watch. Kwan or Naylor to hit a home run. Naylor would be the play for me, I think. Like I said, I was leaning towards betting Jose Ramirez, but he's out tonight. You guys got anything on this one? Or you want me to keep talking? I've been talking a lot, boys.
I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea who the hell. Someone's gonna hit a home run versus Lance Lynn, right?
Yeah.
I can't tell you from like an analytic standpoint who is gonna go yard in this game out of this.
Sure,
lineup.
if you take all of them, then you'll be right on one of them.
I mean, their lineup is pretty abysmal. This is not a good team. Like they were in a funk that they were like equivalent to like the Mets and all these teams. You see these teams going funks, and the offense is not even worth betting. It's not even worth betting for home runs. But I'm kind of a dumbass, and I'm a Mets fan, so I'm like, yeah, Pete Alonso's going to carry the load today, and he's going to hit a home run. And he doesn't. It's I just have a hard time betting on like I just maybe Josh Bell. I don't know.
Man,
Don't
Josh
listen to me
Bell.
in this game. I have a play for the White Sox. I have
I'm with you.
Tim Anderson to record a run, and Robert to get an RBI. It's like plus 270 around there, which is pretty juicy. So
I like that. That is really good odds. And I think it's you're getting some good numbers there against Bieber, who's been okay. He's not been Cy Young Bieber. A slight regression last year and a little bit more of a regression this year. So I think they can get to him real quick. Yes, I agree. I guess just going back to the Pirates, I like the Pirates a lot. They were one of the best team. They were like the best team in baseball or in the National League for the first few weeks. They have been completely cold. The Tigers suck. If you want to bet on Javi Baez just to do it, that I guess is the only thing I could even think of to play there. Sawinski's
Riley
been
Green.
not doing anything. Riley Green maybe. McCutcheon is fun just because I love him. But anyway, back to this game. I'm with you. I like that play you gave a lot of Luis Robert, RBI, and Tim Anderson run, because I am on Luis Robert to hit a home run. He is plus 475 on DraftKings, plus 400 on FanDuel. This is a close enough discrepancy here. I'm going to think about taking it on FanDuel instead, just because you look at these. We talked about not knowing who was going to hit home runs for Cleveland. It's going to be a couple, I think. So I think this is one that could very easily get to that 5 home run mark and get you your $25 back. But 75 points is kind of a lot. He's got two plus total bases in 10 of the last 12 games. I'm also going to take his two total bases. It was like plus 145 on some book. I don't remember. You can check the Pickett app. He's got a home run in 6 of his last 10 games. He's just been destroying the ball. I don't care if it's Bieber. Give me the odds there, plus 475 on DraftKings, or if you want to do the 400 on FanDuel. The two total bases odds are just wild. Because like I said, he's hit it in 10 out of 12 games, I think. So getting plus 145 for his bases is kind of crazy. Nothing.
You nailed it.
All right. A couple people asking about the Phillies game. Maybe we can go there next. Did we skip it, or we just haven't gotten there yet, right? Yeah. Well, that's a late game. We'll get to that one. That's a late game.
Tell me what do you think about this? Going back to that. So, do you think this is fair odds? Do you think it should be a little more juicy? Tim Anderson to record a run, Robert to hit a home run, and Robert 2 RBIs. It could happen in one swing of the bat. It's plus 991. Do you think I was expecting like plus 1100 ish? But
yeah, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. I don't know if I'm that comfortable fading Bieber that much.
Well, you would think he's gonna hit a home run, right?
Yeah, and you're right. And if he's on base, then yeah.
Then
I mean,
that's something that could be cool later on. Maybe we'll experiment with it for lottos and stuff.
Yeah, Nick, has he been walking many people? I don't even know.
Bieber was super good his last start. I know.
Was he?
It was like one of his better starts.
Did they win 2-1? I think that game.
Yeah, he had like
Tigers.
10 strikeouts or 12 strikeouts or something crazy.
Wasn't it the Tigers though?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't count.
Dude,
I guess the White Sox aren't that. The White Sox.
Tigers haven't been striking out at all. They probably struck out 12 times since that game because every time I take somebody against them, they don't.
Good hitting conditions in Chicago. I think I did see that. Okay, we're going to YouTube chat as well. Cubs Astros. Anything on this one? I don't know how. Jordan would be maybe Jordan, maybe Kyle Tucker or somebody you think about, but Justin Steele's been good.
It's actually it's fantastic. There's great hitting conditions in Chicago right now, but unfortunately, no one's going to be there because they're playing in Houston.
White Sox. Sox game.
Oh, okay. All right.
There are 2 teams that play in Chicago.
All right, just because you talk about the Cubs and then you said, "Oh, good hitting conditions in Chicago."
I was reading chat.
How am I supposed to know you're talking about the game we talked about already? Jeez.
NJC, who lives in Detroit, I think, or at least close. That's our boss. He said definitely doesn't count. He is talking about the Tigers. Strikeouts not counting.
Now.
Yeah, so I was just reading chat. Swanson for a home run, maybe. I don't know. I didn't really look at this game.
Dude, Swanson's killed Javier, and 4 at bats, he's got 2 homers. So
Maybe. Yeah, maybe that's the look. I don't know.
Mancini just got his ring. Maybe now this game he goes yard.
Maybe. So I think, Swanson not a bad look. Mancini on a narrative there. Jordan is never a bad bet. I don't think, even though is it Justin Steele's left-handed, right? Maybe that's not a great bet. Kyle Tucker, I think I looked at as well. But
I take it back. Mancini's not in the lineup.
okay, don't bet on him.
I give up.
That would be silly. Reds, Rockies. I actually don't have a play in here yet, but I almost did. In Coors Field, Dinger Tuesday,
I feel like you have to target this new Reds pitcher.
Yeah.
Everything I've saw, he's wild for one.
Yeah. So far this season in AAA, he has like close to 2 walks or hits. Walks, hits, and he whip. He's given up a ton of hits too. So yeah, he's been walking on people, but he's given up a lot of hits to AAA pitching. I wanted to like somebody on the Rockies. I just couldn't get there. They haven't been hitting the ball very well.
And then,
but I agree.
Yeah, you had the Coors Field aspect of it, and yeah, they said this has been like his worst year in the minors too. He used to be a top 100 prospect, falling off of that, and he's kind of gotten roughed up in AAA. So
yeah,
somebody to, or maybe a few guys to target against him. I like that.
Yeah, if you're trying to target him, I don't hate Chris Bryant. I don't hate Chris Bryant.
He's a lefty. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Chris Bryant's out.
Grichuk. Grichuk. How do you say that guy's name? Grichuk. Sounds like a Pokemon. Or like a phlegm, Grichuk. I didn't hate him. I don't know. They just haven't been hitting the ball very well as a whole, as a team, especially against lefties. Somebody said Matt McLain. Dude, Matt McLain is going to be fun to watch. He's like 5'10", 5'11". He might have the fastest sprint. Sorry if you don't know. That's the Reds kid they called up yesterday, and they slotted him right in at the 2-hole and put him at shortstop. Fun to watch. He might have the fastest sprint speed in baseball right now. And I actually looked. I think he gets on base. I looked his stolen base was like plus 650 on DraftKings, and his home run was plus 4. This kid has 5 MLB plate appearances. His home run on FanDuel this morning was plus 400, and his stolen base was plus 650. That's kind of wild. Somebody said Jake Fraley. That's who I almost took. I almost took Jake Fraley. I don't know. I just didn't. So he's probably that's probably the play, because that's the guy I didn't actually bet on. Somebody has a yes run first inning Reds Rockies game. Yeah, that's probably a great bet. Honestly, it's probably a really good bet. Doyle, man, 3 homers in 2 games. Doyle, who's the Doyle? Who's the Doyle you're talking about? Somebody else.
Doyle on the Rockies.
Yeah, that's not a bad look. Grichuk, yeah. Somebody else said Grichuk.
3 home runs in 2 games. He does. Holy shit.
That's what somebody said.
That's quiet.
That is kind of quiet. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think this is another game that could very well easily get to that 5 home run kind of threshold you're looking for Dinger Tuesday to get your money back. So take a flyer on somebody if you want. Fraley, I think, was plus 600 or something, plus 6 something on FanDuel. Matt McLain, I don't think you can take for plus 400, plus 425, whatever he is right now. Grichuk, I think, is interesting. I think it was like 700-ish or something like that. There are some looks here. I have no idea who it's going to be. McLain is 500 now. That's still... I still need more. 5 MLB plate appearances. He did have 11 in AAA, but
Tyler Stevenson's bat is there. The power is starting to come around in May.
It is. They're gonna need him too. Because Friedel just went to the IL, I think. Losing my voice or something. Anything else? Or Diamondbacks A's?
Can move on.
Diamondbacks A's. I do have a play in this one. I'll try to give it really quick. I don't love that it's in Oakland, but I've got to go with Lourdes Gurriel Jr. He was plus 630 on FanDuel this morning. That was the best number. Oakland is just, they're so bad. They're trying to lose. They have allowed the most home runs this season at 75. Second place is the Chicago White Sox, who have also not been good pitching. Like they've been giving up a lot of runs, a lot of home runs, and they are 9 home runs behind Oakland. And Oakland also plays in Oakland, so it's not as easy to hit home runs there. Gurriel Jr. He's been hitting the ball really well. He's been hitting the ball hard. And I actually looked the last time he went went a week or two without hitting a home run. He hit one, and then he hit another one the next 2 games, or I think he hit like 4 home runs in 3 days or something. And he hit one last night. So I'm just kind of riding that narrative. Like I said, at plus 630, I think that's something you got to look at. I'm almost to the point where I want to bet somebody to hit a home run against the A's every single game. How many games? There's been like, what, 40-some games? They've allowed 75 home runs. So that's a lot. That's a lot of home runs. 600 on FanDuel. Thank you, old school gamer. Anything on this? Nothing?
How do you not parlay Christian Walker and Brent Rooker? I mean,
Christian Walker is the other guy I looked at.
I mean, Christian Walker creams lefties, but and then Rooker does too. I mean, this is a match made in heaven. I don't know the other books. You might be able to get better odds, but just looking at plus 420 for Christian Walker, and Brent Rooker's plus 350, parlay together is plus 2,000. So I mean that's a kind of a no-brainer parlay I got to do tonight.
Brent Rooker is plus 425 on the Hard Rock Sportsbook, which I don't think you have in New York. Plus 390 on the Canby books, and then plus 350 on FanDuel. Christian Walker is plus 500 on Hard Rock Sportsbook. I'm telling you, they're only in like 5 states, but I got on Hard Rock Sportsbook recently. Their total basis lines have been just kind of across the board better. The next best line using the Fate Sports app is actually plus 420 for Christian Walker on FanDuel. So yeah, I think you're probably getting the best parlay odds on FanDuel, I would think. Yeah, I don't hate that. I really don't hate that. Who's pitching for the Diamondbacks tonight? I don't ever look at A's offensive players. Who?
Henry.
He stinks.
Yes.
They both do.
Yeah. It's in Oakland though. That's the only thing, man. They got to get a new park. They got to get out of Oakland. I mean, I hate it for the A's fans, but what?
420 feet.
That's true. You hit 480, it's going out in every park. But yeah, Gurriel's who I'm on. I like the value there, plus 600, plus 630 on FanDuel. Somebody said Rooker, Walker, they could all 3 go, which is probably that's probably wild odds on FanDuel. Langoliers has been hitting the ball well, Joseph. Plus 2,100 on Caesars. I don't know what you said your odds were.
2142.
Okay, so yeah, a little bit better still there. Okay. Anything else on that one? We got, what, 3 or 4 games left? 3? Royals, Padres. I wanted to take Tatis tonight. I didn't. I don't know why. He's been hitting the ball really well. I think I really just keyed in on righty-lefty matchups a little bit more. So I left Tatis off, but that's who I would look at. I think anybody seen is Machado going to play? I know he took a ball to the hand last night.
Nope.
You don't know?
No,
he's not playing.
He's
not playing. It kind of sucks. Did you guys watch that game last night? Keller should never pitch in the MLB again. Like he could not find the strike zone. If the strike zone walked out to the mound and beat the hell out of him, like that's how bad it was. It was like embarrassing. And he hurt Manny Machado. And I'm not a Padres fan, but that kind of sucks. But nothing on this one.
Didn't Manoah have like 7 walks yesterday too?
Who? Keller?
Didn't Manoah have like 7 walks?
Yeah, he had a career high in walks last night. Yeah, there were a lot of walks across baseball last night. And yeah, I think Keller had 7 or 8 or 9 or something crazy. Luis Robert, first home run is plus 850, and Josh Bell plus 1,200. I'm not big on Josh Bell right now. But I mean, maybe. Nothing on these 2 teams. I don't know.
I'm gonna just
pass.
Maybe this is. I don't know if this is I feel like I say this guy's name every time I'm on this show, and it's like the only time I ever bet him. But Vinny Pasquantino. Against Seth Lugo. Seth Lugo gets hit hard by lefties. I could just see Seth, because former Met. Come on, I watched this guy enough. I could definitely see him hanging a curveball to Pasquantino and him annihilating a baseball. If they're gonna they're always giving good odds for this guy. This guy's a power hitter. It's time to give him some respect. Actually, you know what? Don't give him respect. Let me bet my little plus 500 odds on this guy. He's just showing me so much power this season. So
dude can hit. Somebody said Rougned Odor in the chat. Hey, I mean, do your thing. I like Rudy.
The anniversary of the punch.
It was yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you give him a consistent run. I mean, he can definitely run into one, but I think that time is over for good old Rugy. But what the hell were we talking about? Oh, Vinny, yeah, the Sasquatch. Listen, this guy is one of the better hitters in baseball right now. Like I don't know, he's got to be at least top 20, top 30. I bet on him like 3 times, and I'm not kidding you. He is 0 for 12 in the games that I bet on him in plus matchups. I can't like it's. I'm not saying I'm banning him. I literally just don't have the ability to bet on him. Like I can't get it right. But I'm not betting on him, so that's when he goes off. So yeah, that's a good look. Like I said, I like Tatis.
You just check that one right now, Jerry.
Yeah,
there we go.
it's going.
There it is. You know what? We're gonna go back to the guarantee that he hits a home run today. We're going back to it.
Dude can hit, and he's fun to watch. He plays hard. I like him. I just can't win money on him for some reason. I don't know why. I bet on his home run and his bases. I bet on his hits even. I cannot get it. I cannot get anything right with that guy. Okay, bunch of people have been asking about Phillies Giants. Go ahead, Nick. Sorry.
I was gonna say, old Vinny cost me last night on my sleeper pick. I was down. I had a plus
Code
2,300 down to the last leg. Vinny not to strike out. He's like 6th fewest K rate. Hasn't struck out in 7 games. First AB against Waka. 3 straight pitches. See you later.
Oh,
So maybe Vinny owes us now.
You were staying up late too to watch that, right? I guess
Oh,
you're
gosh,
you're an hour behind, right? Or
No,
no,
I'm
you were
used to it.
asleep and you woke up and it's just solid happened.
The worst.
I did. Somebody asked about Brandon Marsh. Somebody asked about Bryce Harper. I'm seeing plus 1,200 for Brandon Marsh, and I did seriously take a look at him today. He's only hit a few home runs this season. That is interesting. I wouldn't put $25 on it at plus 1,200, but that's something you can put $5-10 on it. He's gonna run into one sometime in the next couple of days. I think is it tonight maybe. But I don't hate that play. And Harper at plus 700 on PointsBet. You're not going to see lines like that a whole lot. Who's going for the Giants? I forget. Who's pitching? Cobb.
Cobb.
He's been good, right? So that's probably why the numbers are where they are. But I don't hate either one of those plays still. My dog's barking. Sorry. You guys talk.
what? Why? Because your dog's barking? Like
Yeah, I had to mute. All right, they're good now.
What do you want me to
Nothing.
say?
Nothing on this game. The Phillies are playing the Giants. Any thoughts on Bryce Harper? Any thoughts on Brandon Marsh? Any thoughts on a Michael Conforto? If you want to jump into former Mets, nothing.
I mean, if you want Met on Met violence, sure. Zach Wheeler versus Conforto or something.
That's not bad. Oh, somebody else mentioned JT Realmuto. I don't know that I love JT for a home run tonight, but I think his bases are very interesting. I don't know what his line is for 2 bases, but that's interesting. I don't know. Haniger jumped out a little bit and Wilmer Flores for home runs, but
I don't touch Wilmer unless it's a lefty.
that too. Yeah, I didn't love any home run plays, but I did take a really hard look at Brandon Marsh. I never ended up actually checking the odds, but seeing plus 1,200 is making me a little interested again. I thought it was realistically going to be at the plus 850 number that it's at on Caesars and PointsBet. You can see all that on the Pickett Sports app. Use code GoldBoys. So, all right,
This game screams under to me.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. But it seems like in those games, there's always kind of one random guy that hits a solo, a home run. I don't know. I just got a feeling it's Brandon Marsh tonight. I don't know. It's probably not. But one game left. Twins, Dodgers. I wanted to bet on Freddie Freeman, but I can't. I don't know why. Probably because he's ruined my life twice in the last week. I can't bet on him right now. Byron Buxton is interesting. Carlos Correa is actually kind of interesting, but not a great matchup for anybody in this game. This game definitely screams under to me. You guys got anything?
Same thing. I wasn't going to touch this game at all.
Yeah, tough with Kershaw, and Over's been good for the Twins too. So
yeah, he has. He had a little bit of a rough outing last time, and I think I think I talked last week about him just kind of being due for a little bit of a regression because he's solid, but he's not as good as he was in those first 2-3 starts. He had that regression, so does he stay kind of down, or does he find it again and have an outing like he started his season with? Okay, well that covers us. There is an NBA game tonight. I don't care personally. Max Muncy is about to get hot again. I don't disagree with that. Why do half the games on FanDuel not have lines? I don't know. That there was some. It's almost like FanDuel broke this morning, and maybe they're still trying to figure some things out.
That happened yesterday too. I was looking for some lines like the day before. I couldn't find any props, any lines, nothing. They've been taking games off. Usually that hasn't been a problem early in the season. This is the first time I saw it. Was yesterday.
Yeah, it's weird. Do you think with all the money they're taking from people that they gotta upgrade their servers? Somebody asked about Perez. Assuming you mean Salvi Perez, I looked hard at him too. I just didn't love that game in general. Different game, but Brandon Lau in the Rays game, I don't love that because he's going against that guy who's really good at pitching. But that team's kind of been a mess too. So Brett Beatty at all? You're the Mets expert. Am I asking about Brett Beatty plus 750?
Left. Well, like we said, we could see a lot of lefties out of the pen. Lefty-lefty matchup. I don't know. I just
Is Beatty to the point yet where they're bringing in a lefty for him? You think? I
no.
don't. Because
I don't think his splits. I'll look up his splits right now because I don't think that it's
Yeah.
that bad. I think he's actually been pretty solid against lefties. Maybe I'm bugging out.
It seems to me just like because I've watched a lot of Rays baseball. The guys they're going to be afraid of in that lineup for the most part are either right-handed or switch hitters. So you could definitely see them. Where does Beatty usually hit in the lineup? Like 6 or something? 6, 7?
Yeah, usually 6. All right.
Yeah.
So far he's actually been a reverse split hitter.
Yeah, that's what Pat just said in chat as well.
But it's such a small sample size. We like 18 at bats, so against lefties. So we really don't know. But that's what he's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be one of those guys where they bring in a lefty just to face him. But
Yeah,
I think he's gonna have a lot. I think he's gonna have a lot of power versus righties. It's gonna come along. He's gonna be one of those guys where he has contact versus lefties and power versus righties.
Yeah, I agree with that, and just the way that the Rays kind of manage their bullpen, you could see them bringing in a righty. Who's batting 6th or 5th or 6th? Got to be what? Marte. So
Fam hitting 5th.
Especially with him being a reverse split guy, that's not a bad look, especially plus 750 for a guy who I think he's going to end up being a 30 home run a year guy. I think that's very realistic. Not this year, I don't think, but
Mets lost, by the way.
What's that?
Mets lost already. I'm just saying, putting it out there already.
Oh, okay.
Tommy Pham's batting 5th. They lost.
A couple people have said Tommy Pham nuke in the Mets game. Somebody like to, I don't know, man.
Tommy Pham to play in Japan by next week.
Dude, I would almost just be a little hesitant to bet on the Mets just because of the last I don't know, week, more than that. They've just looked so bad, man. That game yesterday was so bad, man. But I don't know.
They need to get into a fight or a brawl. The team has no life. No life. Like there's no like excitement in the dugout. Like once in a while, they'll get excited. There is no spark on this team whatsoever. There's no camaraderie. They need to get into a brawl. I'm calling it now. They're gonna get into a brawl within the next 2 weeks, and it's gonna change the whole season.
That's not bad. It's not bad. That's what Pat says.
With themselves, or what team are you gonna pick?
Ooh, with themselves is interesting.
Well, they had that. They had that last year with McNeil and Lindor, and actually did wonders for them. Lindor choked out McNeil in the dugout.
Alvarez
in the tunnel.
Yeah, that's one of the plays I'm talking about, Pat. Alvarez getting picked off with the bases loaded. I don't know. I think I saw Marte try to catch a ball in right field, and instead of catching, he just like did a bicycle kick and kicked it. I don't know. It was super weird. So the last homer was about 100 plate appearances ago. It's stuck between Marte and Beatty. I lean Marte, and I think Jerry does as well. But I don't think either's a terrible bet. We just kind of stayed away from that game. So real quick, just to recap, somebody's asking, and then we're gonna get out of here. My home run plays. I am taking Ezekiel Duran, plays for the Rangers. His odds are crazy. Taking Nolan Arenado at plus 400 or 420 or something like that. Luis Robert Jr. I'm probably going to end up taking that at plus 475 on DraftKings. And Lourdes Gurriel. Did I say that one?
Did we talk about? We didn't talk about Angels Orioles, right?
We kind of glanced over it. Yeah, you gotta keep up. You gotta keep up. You got anything?
I have
taking
Ohtani.
Yeah,
Ohtani's red hot. That game was ridiculous that he had.
Yes, it was. And he actually hit. He hit well on a game he pitched. I was a little surprised.
That's the second time he almost hit for the cycle when he pitched.
Wild, and he destroyed that ball. The ball that went out, he just absolutely destroyed. Who's pitching for Baltimore? I forget. So much stuff like starts floating around in my head. I looked at it like 1,000 times a day. Is it an opener?
Baltimore.
Kramer's bad. Kramer's not good. He had a couple of good starts, I think, in his last two, but that's a guy I think for sure Shohei can get to. I don't know what the odds are. You can check with the Pickett Sports app, code GoldBoys, or in the ticker down there. It's pretty cool, huh? Yeah, I don't hate that. Santander, we talked a little bit about him. I think I lean bases a little bit more for him, but all right. Anything else?
Mine were just overviewed.
Do it.
Just I'm probably gonna throw some stupid little spare change round robin, but Marte, Otani, Riley Green, Vladdy, Kelenic, Arenado. Did I touch Braves Rangers? Yeah, Robbie
Yeah.
Grossman.
Mm-hmm. You say Kelenic, right? I think you're on Kelenic.
Kelenic. Right? And I think that was it. Nothing else I had with any kind of conviction. So.
And Nick, you want to run through yours real quick?
Yeah, I got ladders on Josiah Gray and on Luis Castillo, and then Luis Garcia of the Nationals not to strike out. And if you want to get crazy, Dane Dunning against the Braves.
I think that might be. Yeah, I don't know. I like Josiah Gray too. I like all those so a lot. All right, let's win some money. We're gonna get out of here. Follow us all on Twitter. Download the Pickett Sports app. Download the Sleeper Picks app. Code GoldBoys. Code Nick Larson. Code whoever you want. And we're back tomorrow 1 o'clock. We're back tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So appreciate you guys in chat. Thanks for being here. And yeah, we'll catch you guys tomorrow.